Welcome to the Whitetail Obsession Podcast with Dave Richmond and co-host Chris Worthing, where we talk and teach everything deer and turkey hunting related. Follow along as we help teach you tips and techniques about hunting, food plots, and habitat management strategies that everyone can use.
Podcast 88. Chris still has one lung and he sounds like a frog. Chris is dying. Explain the situation.
I am dying. So, if you guys follow along closely, last week I was a little bit under the weather, but now like weather's on top of my chest, smashing me. So, yeah, couldn't shake the chest congestion. So now I'm on medication.
You went to the doctor?
I had to, couldn't shake it. Yeah, I'm immune suppressed as it is, and I thought I could beat it, but I can't. So
you're immune suppressed from old age.
No, that's part of it. But
and you only got one lung.
I'm down to one lung.
So they gave you antibiotics, right?
Gave me an antibiotic. Yep.
All right. So in 10 days you should be back to normal.
Oh, I can't handle 10 days. This is gonna be rough.
I don't know about normal because you're never normal, but
well, that's debatable.
Yeah. So it's early morning. We both had a rough week here, but today's podcast we're going to talk about some bucks because Chris was he was on the edge. I had to talk him off the edge every single day for about 2 months.
About to jump
because he had 0 bucks. He got all these cell cams now. He's Mr. Cell Cam, and he had 0 pictures other than the check-in picture that it would send you every day.
Right.
He's like, there's something wrong with the camera. I'm not getting buck pictures.
Yeah.
Now
that camera still isn't lighting up, but it's
but you got other ones.
I got a couple pictures from it, but the other 2 cameras, smashing.
Right. So now you got bucks everywhere.
Yeah.
And what's today's date? Today's the 24th of August. And it's interesting because back in June and July, I had more bucks on camera than I ever have. Like good ones. Then it drifted off, which sometimes it does, drifted off. And I literally told Chris the other day that all the bucks are gone. All the bucks are gone. I haven't seen any bucks. Well, the past 3 days, the mornings have been like 53, 55. It's been really cool. Daytime's been really nice. Feels like fall, And all of a sudden, all the bucks I had on camera are now back. And now that's public land, but on my private farm, now I'm seeing bucks that are coming in that I haven't seen before. So it's almost like the cool weather kind of, gave it a little jump start where the bucks are kind of moving around more. They're venturing out, and they're. Chris was in panic mode trying to find the mute button.
Oh yeah, I was trying to mute that because I'm coughing, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like the cool weather in the mornings and stuff kind of accelerated the venturing out of the bucks because I'm seeing different ones, and now all of a sudden, how long your camera's been lighting up? About a week.
Yeah, a little like 5 days probably.
Yeah,
but so that's where the temperature did dip.
Yeah, so that obviously was part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're seeing good ones. So where are you seeing them? What are you seeing? Private, public? What are you seeing?
Well, I've got a cell cam on the mountain on public, and it's in a spot that is a community scrape every year that I scouted this area and I found this little scrape and I started using it for my mocks. I took it over, put a camera on it, and it's been phenomenal because it's kind of like a old logging road. So it's a easy accessible spot where deer like to roam anyhow. So I took it over, put a camera on it, and it's got some doozies on it. I mean, some ones I'd really like to shoot. That's the
I'm
one cell cam.
I'm gonna find that spot. I'm gonna come shoot him for you.
I will smack you
How are
silly.
you gonna do that with one lung? You will gas out quicker.
I'll get an oxygen tank
Okay.
and follow you like a smoker.
Okay.
But yeah, now on the private portion that I have a camera on, it's in an apple orchard, and it's
I saw that buck.
yeah, there's quite a few of them now,
Hmm.
and they're like not camera shy at all. They're in there all times of the day, all times of the night. It's like now I have to wonder, do these bucks stay really close to my food plots in the orchard and stuff, because they're there visiting so many times a day,
Hmm.
and there's small patches of woods and things. So I've got my boy so fired up now. I think he's going to get a tag. My boy, he's been out of the game for about 7 years with Crohn's disease, and he's starting to feel better. And I think he's going to be able to hunt now with me again, which I'm pretty stoked about. And I'm getting them all fired up, showing them all these pictures. And it should be exciting. If he gets his tag, I'm just going to sit back in the blind and film and just let him zap one.
He's gonna kill your buck. He's gonna steal your thunder.
That's okay. If somebody's going to do it, I'd rather it be him than the
Hmm.
16-year-old little girl with the crossbow across the
That's
road
that's what I was getting at.
that stole my thunder last year. So, yeah. Now, let me see. Where's the third one? Now, the third one was the one we were talking about earlier. I wasn't seeing jack on that thing. And now I'm getting like a rogue raccoon or a possum. I got a doe the other day. So I know the camera's working. It's just not getting any action. Why? I'm not sure. But I put up a regular camera, I don't know, within 50 yards of it on another trail, and they're skirting me, not even really using the scrape so much. I mean, I got a couple pictures on it, couple bucks, but not like it used to be. That thing used to really light them up. But
Could still change.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, times, like I said,
Still summertime.
it's still early yet, and they're not really fired up. But going back to what you said earlier, like how you said you had cameras early on, or I'm sorry, pictures early on of these bucks, and then they disappeared. Well, I've been running my cameras since uh, the end of April, beginning of May. I started putting cameras out with mock scrapes way back then, just trying to condition them. And I'm sure it was just out of curiosity, but I mean, that's how deer communicate through these scrapes. And I've had a lot of action up front from the beginning, lots of pictures, and like you said, and then it went to a dry spell, and now they're back. Um, but that's what had me nervous was that camera that I'm not getting lit up on. It lit up way back in April, May, and had all kind of pictures, but you can't really tell a caliber of a deer back then because they don't really have a whole lot of growth on their antlers yet,
Hmm.
just some nubs. But yeah, it's exciting to watch though. I mean, it's starting to happen already. So
Yeah, and it'll dwindle off a little bit too. It's gonna warm back up again next week, and but we are getting into that time. Like I know on the farm that I have in Western PA, it's usually like mid-September. I'll start seeing a lot of different deer right around mid-September. Now that is in ag country.
mhm,
Lots of ag, small strips of woods. I'll get that change in different bucks. The old farm that I had, that was central PA. Um, that one, basically whatever bucks that was there in the spring, summer was the same deer that was there in the fall. They didn't really leave the area because it was more of a big woods setting, uh, pines and lots of maples and uh, the farm we had was void of oaks, but
It was void.
um, we had the only food, so the deer kind of stayed within that area.
Hmm.
Farm I have now, Western PA. I mean, thousands of acres of ag. They shift around.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different because there's so much food. I guess there's small patches of woods, and that's just kind of the trend
Well,
that I've
I,
seen.
I was out. I was out driving around last night before dark, and as the crow flies, there's a couple fields that are probably maybe a mile, probably not even a mile away from my destination plots, and there was some freaking hogs out in this field. And I was thinking to myself, well, when the rut hits, that's not too far for them to run across a field and come to my field, you
Hmm.
know? And I was thinking, man, those deer, as we're talking about today, these deer will shift, you know, and right now they're starting to transition. You know, things are things are starting to heat up for them a little bit. They're going to be rubbing horns pretty soon. Um, there's going to be there's actually going to be some towns, states that are going to be having hunting season start. What, September? What, first, third,
Here starts September 6th.
6? Okay. Now, talking to that guy down in South Carolina, he sent me a picture yesterday, I think it was. He's got one rubbing already.
Hmm.
He had one velvet hanging off of him, and I was like, holy smokes, because that won't happen here for another 2 or 3 weeks at least.
Yeah, they'll start rubbing here around 1st of September or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, they're gonna transition and shift, and they're gonna start looking for some of these bachelor groups will start breaking up, and some of the female groups will, some of the older does will get probably pushed out a little bit and get their own home ranges built. It's about to break loose here, you know.
The day that I came up canoe fishing, the
Hmm.
last one, and we were on that road, and we seen all those deer in those fields, and
Yeah.
we made a U-turn
Yep.
and went back.
Yep.
There were some big bucks there,
Yeah.
but
That's
how
where I was
far?
at last night again.
Oh, it's the same spot. So
Yeah. That whole road there.
that's about a mile away from
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Chris is coughing again. He's dying. Look at him.
Oh, I just seen stars.
Yeah, that looked like
Um.
it. That looked rough.
Um. Yeah. That whole road. Uh. Yeah, that would be within a mile of my place, and they could easily squirt through a couple patches of woods and a little field there to get to my field.
Hmm.
So uh, I mean, there's no need to come over my way really, because where they were at, if they go into the woods that they came out of, that's a huge tract of land too. And I think it used to be posted, so they're probably untouchable, those deer, until rut.
Well, you said that
They'll
was like what, 1,000 acres, or like right
at
there. That guy.
least
Huh?
at
Yeah.
least there's 1,000 acres in there.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I traveled down that road again, and all those fields were full. You know, and I stopped again and was looking. I was like, man, look at those two. You know, nice big bucks. And right now they're daylighting, no problem. You know,
Yeah. As
it's easy to scout them out.
soon as September 6th hits here,
And they'll disappear on you.
yeah, you don't see him any.
Yeah,
You don't see him anymore
the
in the
real
daylight in
shift
the
will
fields.
start. They'll
Yeah.
shift out of your area.
Yeah. They'll be looking for uh privacy somewhere else,
Right.
away from anybody. But
But yeah, for
um.
sure, they are doing something right now. They're
Hmm.
starting to be more social,
Hmm.
and I think this cool air puts them in the survival mode. Where they feel like they have to go pack them pounds on, so they're out really eating. And I've got acorns dropping already.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them dropping around here.
I mean, some dropped early and immature, but Right now, like down below the house here, I found some nice mature acorns.
Hmm.
You know, they're fully developed and they're dropping. So
Yeah, my Western PA farm, there's all like it's all like hedgerows, uh, thin patches of wood, small, 40, 50 acre chunks. It's nothing for them to walk through a quick hedgerow, cross a road, and then end up on my farm.
right.
So, and that's where they shift around. They, a lot because there is small patches of woods, and um, I've done a lot this past winter too, in making the my area more thick with cover and stuff. So I'm seeing then the areas that I'm seeing these bucks come in, the new ones is the bedding area that I've been working on for the past couple of years.
Mm,
Make it bigger and bigger and bigger on this ridge top, and they're coming in, and you can see on camera because I got 3 cameras up there, up high, kind of angled down. I see them come into the area, and they're looking around. They're investigating it, and I know they're the new ones because they're like, oh wow, look, we have this is different. It's thick cover, whatever, and that could be a situation where they work their way in there, in the fall, come end of October or something early November for the rut. There's does and stuff bedding in there. So, and that was the stand that I hung. I was there like 3 weeks ago or something, and I put a brand new stand up in that bedding area on the right on the edge of it.
mm-hmm.
Um, when they come, there's a trail there, kind of skirts it, but uh, that could be interesting to come this fall. And I've never even hunted that, so this will be the third season, I guess. So the past 2 seasons, I've never even hunted up there.
Mm,
So I don't know what goes on up there during the season, but I'm gonna try to get up there this year.
yeah. Maximize the whole property.
Hmm.
Check it out.
But moving on to the next topic,
Yeah, you said you
is
had a bunch of emails.
I did. So right now we're in a little bit of a dry spell, and personally, I have not planted my food plots either.
Dave, you have
Um,
not planned your food plots.
I know this is a little late, but well, it's getting a little late. It's getting a little late. It's not too
Right?
late, but
No,
it's getting a little late.
no. We always plan it around Labor Day.
Yeah. So there's last weekend I made a judgment call not to plant because um it had a little bit of a rain, and then the next 15-day forecast showed zero rain. So I decided to wait, and we still have time. So I'm hoping in the next week we see some rain coming, and I'll go ahead and plant. But a lot of guys yesterday kind of, for whatever reason, yesterday kind of triggered some people, and I got some Facebook messages, a couple emails. It was 50-50. It was either, hey, we already planted and zero rain, nothing's growing, it died, wilted, dead. Or it was, I haven't planted yet. I'm starting to panic. What do we do?
Start to panic.
Yeah, starting to panic. So I I wrote them. I responded to everybody. I was like, look, man, I'm in the same situation. I haven't
Yeah,
planted. You just gotta wait. You can't put the seed out if you got no water, no moisture.
yeah.
So
Clean it
you got
up.
you got to have a little rain. So there's guys that's in a situation now where they haven't planted, and you still got 3 weeks or so here in our area, 4 weeks max. You can get some grains out. I mean, you might have to alter your species of plant that you want to plant and focus more on grains, but
Yeah.
or oats or something. But it's not. I don't think it's in panic mode yet.
No, but you know, if you wait till first or second week of September and archery opens in October, you're not going to have a plot to hunt over, per se here.
Hmm.
Um, because basically, like you said, the weather, I mean, you can't depend on that. And you can't, like you said, you can't throw out that money in the dirt and just watch the birds take it all away and clean you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
it's just silly. So you might as well just wait and spend your money wisely and just put it in the proper way. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, I had a situation where I had a lot of moisture coming, so I did plant, and I figured I could make it. I can limp through till the next rain and supplement with a water tank. So last night was the first night I did that, and I loaded up over 100 gallons of water and went over and sprayed a plot that is not even a half acre, and it was shaded at the time of that I sprayed it. So it retained that moisture all night through, which you know is gonna be fully usable, I believe. So until the sun comes out this morning and bakes it dry again, probably, but that's your photosynthesis at work for you right there. Between getting the moisture through the humidity and the dew and me, whatever water I can add, and it stays moist all night. And then in the daytime, the sun comes out and photosynthesizes things, and I'll get some growth.
You killed your plot.
No, I'm not worried about it. It's going to be okay.
You're stressed, losing sleep,
No,
loss of lung.
I lost a lung, but I'm still sleeping. Believe it or not, I cough it out when I wake up. Though it's horrible.
Sick. Gross.
I'm sick of this.
You have COVID.
It feels like it, but it's not.
All right. So would you say it's panic mode?
Um,
Should people panic?
the southern state guys are probably panicking. I'd say they probably are. I
Their
mean,
season starts so early.
it starts in a week and a half. Yeah, they're panicking, and I see why. But two, if that's the situation you're in, you better change your scouting routine, because if you're depending on a fall plot to hunt over, that's not a real good strategy to begin with. You know, there you should be multifaceted in your scouting routine that you can, you know, do you know where your oaks are at? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have oaks? Head for the oaks. They're dropping right now. If you don't have a food plot, go to the oaks. If you have an old orchard or something, the fruit's dropping now. Get towards an orchard. Um, find an area from bedding to food. I mean, that's as simple as that. I mean, I know I make it sound simple, but I mean that's what you have to do though. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's part of your hunting, scouting, scoutmanship. I mean,
Yeah.
that should be a trait that you have already as a hunter. So, yeah, you might have to buckle down a little bit harder this year to get it, but you know, don't don't get lazy. Go out there and look and get ready. It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. If,
Don't rely on that plot though.
if you have small plots, even bigger ones, but yeah, I just say small plots because what happens if they get wiped out?
Yeah.
And then you got no plot left. So then what do you
Yeah.
do?
You're really
So like you
boned.
said, um, if that's your only strategy, you're failing going into the season already. So
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to be eaten to the dirt? We don't have no rain.
Right.
What just say you just don't have time and you couldn't plan? I mean, so
Right.
you got to have more than one strategy.
Mm.
Luckily, I got a lot of public spots
I'm fortunate that way too.
that I can get. You know what I noticed too?
Mm.
Whatever it was yesterday, for some reason, yesterday was Friday. I saw three different people on two different public land spots.
Parked and scouting.
They were walking through the woods.
Yeah.
So, and those spots were kind of like, I was like, man, I can't believe I actually saw somebody there. Like they're far.
Mm.
So it made me think like people
People.
they had the same idea as me
Yeah.
within these pinch points and stuff that I was in. But so
Right.
there's areas I may not hunt if there's somebody in there. I might just go get the camera, but they didn't see the camera, so um, I'll just let it go for now. But the I think I pinpoint where I'm going to go for opening day. It's a public land spot. I haven't seen anybody there. I see good bucks. Obviously, that might change opening day, but I think I had my spot picked out for now.
Well, and you already have stands hung and things. I
On,
don't have anything out.
on private land, I can't hang
Yeah,
stands on public.
you can't even do that, huh?
No, you got to take it up and put it down the same day.
Hmm. I could get away with it, but I don't like doing that. So I just put them out like 2 weeks ahead of season.
Yeah, we can't do that here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't, even on the private stuff I have here, I don't have any stands out. Just the one below my house, but I let it out all year. And every year I go down and check it, make sure the chains and the cables and everything are good.
Hmm.
You know, try to practice some good safety anyhow. But um, yeah, I usually pinpoint those locations right down to like 2 weeks before,
Hmm.
and then I'll get out and hang something.
I do have to check 2 cameras tomorrow. I couldn't do it today. I was dead to the world. But tomorrow I gotta go public land. I gotta get 2 cameras. I gotta replace the batteries on them. Other than that, I'm done with public land scouting. I'm ready to go. And you know what's funny too, real
Mm,
quick, and we'll wrap this up. I have 2 weeks before season.
mhm.
I haven't shot my bow.
I was just gonna ask you that.
I I haven't washed my hunting clothes. I don't even know where half my hunting stuff is. I literally haven't done. Usually by now, I have my truck transitioned into a hunting mobile. I mean, I
Right.
got my bags of clothes. Everything's like situated. Everything's loaded, ready to go. This year, I've just been so busy. I haven't done anything related to the prep
Y-
of
I think it comes
archery.
with honestly, I think it comes with age.
I think it does too, because when I was younger, I was like, I was. It's not that I'm not excited now, but the younger you, I had just had more of
The
the
zeal.
eagerness, yeah,
Yeah.
to do it. Now it's just like I've done it so many times. I know what I
Yes.
need. I know what I need to do.
Yes.
It's not that I'm less excited. It's just that I know what I need to do.
Well, to me, it is a little bit less excited, I guess. Once you do it so long, like I used to get fired up for trout season. I'd be like, man, trout season's starting. I'm gonna have to take a half a day off and head to camp early and get all situated, go fishing. Now I could give two craps about trout season when it even comes. And turkey, I don't even get wound up about turkey anymore until I
Hmm.
sit down and that first bird gobbles in front of me, and then my freaking heart's like, boop, 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 boop. you know.
Hmm.
I don't get real wound up anymore until it's here, and it's like, holy smokes, it's here. And then you start scrounging around the night before, and you're like, man, did I get this? Did I check this? I start checking boxes. Do I have this? Do I have that? Am I ready? But yeah, I did drag a couple bows out, and I've been shooting a couple arrows here and there, and they're both still dialed in as far as compounds, and the recurves are. It's always ready to go.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'll pull it out this year or not, man. I uh I was telling Dave earlier in the year, if these bucks don't show up, man, I'm just gonna pick out a nice big fat 6-pointer and try to get it with the recurve. But now all the big bucks are starting to show on camera, so now I'm all fired up again. I'm
Hmm.
out there shooting the compound 35 yards. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not one to. I don't have to shoot all year long.
I don't.
I'm not in. I'm just not into it like that. But I used to be when I was younger. But now it's just. I mean, I can pull my bow out right now, and I'll be right on. Right in the target. Like I don't need to practice 24/7 like all these guys do.
No.
I just never been that way, and I don't need to be that way. I see people shooting every day, and they're making all these constant adjustments, like 24/7. I'm like, why? I haven't made an adjustment to my bow in 7 years. Like it's on point. Like
Right.
I don't know why these people are change, and then they get into the woods and there's like they miss, and I mean I missed. I'm not saying. My point is, I
Overthinking it.
you're overthinking it, and you just don't. I don't. For me, I don't need to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I'm not. Because when I find that I do that and I'm overthinking it, I start dinging arrows and
Mhm.
ruining fletch and shooting through targets and stuff and just getting aggravated. So no, I just go out, I shoot a couple arrows just for the muscles because I'm old and freaking it takes that muscle memory to get into the groove. Because I'll go out there on a Sunday night and I'll shoot, I don't know, 30 arrows or something like that, and I'll get up Monday. I'll be sitting there eating dinner on Monday after work, and I'm like, man, I don't know what I did to my shoulder. It's so sore. And she's like, well, you were shooting your bow last night. I was like, oh yeah, I'm old. I forgot. So yeah, I'll get like a, it feels like a pinched nerve in the back of my shoulder or something. But what it is it's just because I haven't been shooting and I don't, you use such different, people don't realize that you use such different muscles to pull your bow back. You
Mhm.
know, it's all in your back and in your shoulders, you know, and people don't get it. And now there's people that are the opposite of you totally that don't shoot and just go out, don't practice at all, and they just go out.
Yeah.
Then a buck comes in, they get excited and they can't pull their bow back because they didn't use those muscles all year, and they're like, oh, you know.
You
By
ever
the
had a
time,
time where you were too cold and couldn't pull your bow
oh,
back?
the cold, yes, yes, I have.
I had it happen to me one time. I had a
I've
it
done that.
was it was a few it's probably 10 years ago. I was frozen stiff and I had a buck come in and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I was frozen.
yeah, and I went ahead and before my boy got the Crohn's, and I bought that old crossbow for him to shoot. Well, then he got Crohn's, and the crossbow's been hanging there for 8 years or something, you know. So now that I'm really old, and if it gets below like freezing point and it's nasty out, sometimes I'll take the crossbow out, you know, just in case. I mean, some people don't agree with that, but I'd rather, instead of not going hunting that day, I would rather go hunting with a crossbow. So if it gets too cold to the point where I think I can't pull my bow, I'll I admit I'll bust out the crossbow.
Mhm.
I don't care.
You're a non-hunter.
I don't care. I'm in it for
We
I'm
we
in it.
already had that discussion on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I'm in it for the fun. I don't care. I could shoot him with a recurve crossbow compound. It don't matter. I'll shoot him with a blow dart. I don't give a crap. I'm just
Mhm.
in it. You know. I don't care. I'm gonna be up there with an atlatl flinging sticks. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
don't
s-
care.
I'm gonna throw a ninja star.
Well, if it comes down to throwing knives, I'm probably screwed. I'm not real good at that. So
All right. Well, podcast 88
88.
done, finished, signing off.
Okay, I'm gonna go cough up a good lung.
Okay.
All right.